Hi everybody! Happy Monday! I'm just here to give you a little juggling tutorial. So first today we are going to be working mainly with one ball. If you don't have a ball for today's class, you can use a little tangerine or a mandarin orange. You could use some socks that you have kind of curled up into a little ball. You can really use almost anything. What I don't recommend using for this class is tennis balls because they bounce away from you. So if you can find an object, even a rock or 3 rocks is better than a bouncy ball. Or if you do have a bouncy ball, that's totally fine too. You want to get something that really fits nicely in the palm of your hand. And hello to everyone who's watching. Hello Melissa, hello Bonnie, hello Kim, hello John. Thank you guys for coming to my juggling tutorial, and I hope that you guys are gonna join the worldwide juggling Zoom jam that's gonna take place on World Circus Day, which is April 18th. The World Circus Organization is gonna have a record-breaking Zoom juggle. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so I hope that you have one of your juggling apparatuses. You don't need 3 balls. Oftentimes when we start juggling, we're actually just gonna be starting with 1 ball. So can I see, hello Yolanda. Who here with us right now already knows how to juggle a 3-ball pattern? Can you make a comment on our Facebook Live and tell me if you already know the 3-ball pattern, because that's what we're going to be learning today. Anyone? Tell me if you know nothing about juggling. Tell me something. Okay, I am going to gather by the lack of comments that people who are watching today don't know the 3-ball pattern, which is perfect because that's what we're going to be learning today. So today you're not going to walk away after this 15-minute session being able to recreate the 3-ball pattern if you don't know it yet, but you're going to be learning. Oh good, welcome John, I'm glad you know nothing about juggling. That's what we're talking about today. It's just like the beginner basic juggling. So what you're gonna, hello, hi Amy, that's great. So what you guys are gonna walk away with after this little session is just some tools that you can use at home right now to practice juggling, because juggling is actually a really great shoulder warm-up for aerialists, so there's that skill. Something else that I love about it is that it can really calm you down and kind of focus your energy. So if you are struggling to concentrate, I know I have been struggling to concentrate these last couple of weeks, just being at home in front of the computer so much, taking a little bit of a juggling break can really be awesome. And then also, if you are not good at juggling yet, it's a great workout chasing your balls all over the living room, which I really struggled with at first because I had pretty terrible hand-eye coordination. So you too can learn how to juggle even if you start with poor hand-eye coordination. This is a great way to gain that skill. So first, let's take a minute to talk about our posture. So I want everyone to just find a place where they can stand up. And our posture with juggling, we're gonna have really relaxed shoulders, and we're gonna have our elbows right by our sides. So you don't wanna, sometimes when people are learning how to juggle, they find themselves up here. What you really want when you're juggling is relaxed shoulders and a nice strong frame here, and then your hands are just gonna be working in this region. So elbows are gonna stay by your side. Hello Mariah, hello Isla. Thank you for coming to juggling. Okay, so here I have my little whiteboard that I've used to draw this quadrant. So I like to tell people that when we first start working on our first toss, what we're gonna do is imagine that this is a window with the 4 window panes, and your juggling ball is gonna go in this arc pattern. So we're gonna make a rainbow with our juggling ball, and one of your hands is here in the bottom quadrant, and your other hand is gonna be here. So when we first practice our toss, we're gonna have our hands open facing, so palms up. When we catch our juggling ball, we wanna have a little bit of a soft catch. so that our ball lands nicely in our hand. So back and forth between those two hands in the 4 quadrants. So you can imagine that the arc of your ball is going over across the line of sight and traveling back over to the other hand, just like in my little drawing. And what you also want to try to do when you're doing this toss is your eye might follow the ball a little bit, especially when you just have that one ball to focus on. But when you're juggling with 3 balls in the end, you can't be watching each one of your balls, so you're going to be looking through your periphery. So you're just going to kind of let that ball toss over the line of sight. Try to maybe like go over the bridge of the nose and back over to that other hand. And you want to catch and throw with palms open. You do not want to get into a bad habit where you're reaching up and clawing your ball out of the air. This is a bad habit. Don't do it. So just right now we're going to spend I want you guys to do 30 tosses back and forth. And just really try to get that muscle memory, because all juggling is muscle memory. And if you have a place like a couch, or if you can go and put your legs up against your bed, that way when you lose your ball, when you don't catch your ball, it will land up higher if you can juggle in front of the couch or in front of your bed. That's so helpful, especially if you have a sore back and you don't want to be stooping down and picking up your ball every 5 seconds. When I first started juggling, I really couldn't throw and catch with any consistency whatsoever. So the other thing that I recommend, if you are experiencing like maybe your dominant side hand throws nicely, but then your non-dominant side hand is chucking the ball far away from you, juggle in front of a wall. As much fun as that sounds, actually facing a wall can really help your brain understand that it is not going to throw through that wall, if that makes sense. Oh, hi Yana. Hello everybody. Thank you for coming to my juggling tutorial. Hey Morgan, good to see you. Hey Kim. Hey Matilda. Oh, Vanessa's watching. Hello everybody, Winfrey family. We're just doing a little juggling. So if you just joined, what we're doing is we're just starting with 1 ball. We're learning the pattern of the 3-ball pattern, but we're just starting with that 1 ball. So you can grab a piece of fruit if you do not have a ball. Tangerines are great for juggling. You can, hi Sun, you can ball up some socks and juggle with socks, but you don't, hi Agnes, bonjour. But we do not want to juggle with anything bouncy. So tennis balls are not great. You want something that can fit in the palm of your hand. And yesterday I was even juggling rocks out on my mountain bike ride. So you can juggle almost anything. So hopefully we've all gotten a little bit of a chance to try that arc, that rainbow pattern where we're just letting the ball arc across the eye line, going from left to right hand, and we're practicing having those palms open face. We're tossing with an open hand, palm up, and we're catching with an open hand. We are not grabbing the ball out of the air like a claw. And so this is really where you're going to spend the majority of your time. If you're a brand new juggler, this is, as boring as this might be, you can set little goals for yourself. Like I always have my beginner jugglers start with doing this toss 50 times back and forth. And one way to make the challenge even better is that if you drop the ball at any time, you have to go back and start over again. So that can be really helpful, because all you're doing is building those movement pathways, building up your muscle memory and your coordination. And then we're just really trying to juggle through the periphery, not looking at the ball as it goes from one hand to the other. Okay, so let's say that we got that down pat. The other great thing to practice is just tossing and catching underhand again and again in each hand. And I like to practice twice as long in my non-dominant hand as I do with my dominant hand, because my non-dominant hand really needs that extra help with coordination. So I do 100 tosses up in my non-dominant hand and then 50 in my dominant hand. And what I'm trying to do is I'm really trying to make my tosses consistent. So if you are experiencing wild and crazy tosses, don't catch those because you're kind of you're teaching yourself a bad habit if you're reaching out and running around the room for your juggling ball. If your juggling ball flies away from you, just let it go and then go grab it. But that way, only catching your good tosses is a way to reinforce that good muscle memory. I've got some questions. Hi, my dog wants my tangerine so bad. My old doggy used to want it. She was really curious when I would juggle tangerines too. It was so fun. And then John says, where is my eye level in the window picture? That's a great question, John. How about I draw some eyes on my window picture? There are your eyes. So hands are down here below. And there are your eyes. It's a good thing that this isn't a drawing tutorial. Right, here's a little juggler's hat because all jugglers wear hats and have great mustaches. Okay, that looks a little bit more like a human. So yeah, you just want to toss at eye level. I did want to, this reminded me, this little drawing I just made. I hope you guys are doing your tosses in your non-dominant and your dominant side hand while I talk. I wanted to give a little shout out to my friend Zach, who taught me how to juggle. I know he can't even see this because this is on our private Facebook group, but shout out to Zach Armstrong in Tucson, who runs a really cool youth improv troupe called Friends of Make Pretends, FOMP, and he is so awesome, and he taught me so much and inspired me how to, about juggling. So thank you, Zach, and I'm thinking about you today. Okay, I have another question coming in. Isla is using homemade bean bags, which is easier for her. Yes, homemade bean bags are great. These juggling balls are really wonderful, and they actually are like a bean bag. Hi, Rocky! These are like squishy and a little bit stretchy, so they're wonderful to practice with. Okay, so far what we've done to catch the people up who are just joining, like Rocky, we were talking about when you are starting your juggling, you want to keep your elbows by your side, your shoulders down and relaxed, and you're going to practice just in one hand and then tossing over to the other hand. We're really working on consistency with our throws, and this is going to take a while. To give people perspective, I worked on just this one pattern for way too long, maybe months and months before I could really do it well. But then once you put in that groundwork, it's just like aerial conditioning. If we can't do our bent arm hang hold, if we can't hold that with our bodies right side up, we'll never be able to do that and invert properly. So we really want to spend time on our foundations, because if you can get this down, it's going to make step 2 so much easier. So spend all that time there. Once you're ready to give the 2 balls a toss, this is where we really need to start thinking about our posture and our good habits. So 1, 2, catch, catch, 1, 2, catch, catch. That's going to be what we're going to be doing next, but I want to say a couple of things about this. So the pattern, my arc pattern, I'm going to use my green marker now. Okay. So I'm scooping this way with one ball and scooping the other way with my second ball. So both of my balls are going in a circular pattern, and they're both going, so this ball is going to travel over to this hand, and this ball is going to travel over to this hand, which might seem pretty, can you even see my drawing? This might seem really self-explanatory, but the reason why I'm talking about it, hi Mackenzie, welcome to my juggling tutorial. Hey Izzy. The reason why I want to make sure that we spend some time talking about the direction that these balls travel in is because people oftentimes will cheat on this step. Not because they want to, but because your brain will try to get you to cheat. So first, I'm going to tell, and the best way to practice this next step is with somebody watching you, because sometimes your brain will revert you back to the bad habit, or which this is the bad habit. Do you see how the balls are both going in the same direction, and how my non-dominant hand is passing to my dominant hand? This is not what we're trying to do right now. What we're trying to do to learn the 3-ball pattern is I'm timing my throws, and I'm throwing one ball from my right hand. I'm underhand tossing it to my left hand, and my left hand is underhand tossing to my right hand. So the balls are actually my drawing wasn't totally accurate with the way that the balls go. Kind of looks a little bit more like a parabola. Let me redo my drawing. Okay, so this hand is arcing up and over and tossing into this hand, and this hand is doing the exact same thing. It's like 2 rainbows. That's way better. So I'm making 2 rainbows, and they're hopefully the same height, and they're hopefully on the same arc and trajectory, but the timing of the balls is delayed. One toss first and then the second toss. So I say throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to practice that and really try not to break that pattern. Don't let your non-dominant hand get away with throwing to your dominant or whatever. Don't do this instead. So it's really helpful to have somebody watching you, because this is the step that your brain kind of can override what you're doing or what you're trying to do, and your muscle memory will try to make your dominant hand work harder than your non-dominant hand. But just try to practice this correct pattern. And then another thing to really focus on right here, hi Greg, is I want you to continue having your underhanded catches. So sometimes people get a little bit frantic during this part because your dominant side is not going to throw as consistently as your dominant side, and you might try to catch the ball overhand. So remember, we don't catch the ball like this ever in this pattern. Okay, I'm going to have you guys try this for another 20 tosses. So throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. And if you are having trouble, go stand yourself up against a wall. Remember to relax those shoulders, tuck your elbows by your side so that you can't start juggling up here, and really try to get those consistent tosses. Okay, give me a little bit of feedback since I can't see you guys. How's it going? Is anyone having success? Are you ready to incorporate the 3rd ball? Oh, hi, Sita. Okay, I'm going to, even though this is kind of like a speed training, we can't do 2. It takes a really long time. Honestly, Mariah, I felt so frustrated by juggling that it used to make me cry, and I was so convinced I would never, never be able to juggle, but one of my friends and inspirations is a very clumsy human being, and she is a great juggler. So I said, if you can do it, I can do it. And lo and behold, it just took me a really long time to learn. It really took me years. And also, if you don't juggle consistently, your juggling skills go down. So it's good to just keep juggling balls at home so that you can practice all the time. Adding a squat to pick up all the dropped balls. Oh yes, that's right. I tell you, when I first started juggling, since I was so bad at it, I would be sweating bullets after I would practice for 30 minutes. What I recommend is practicing for like 10 or 15 minutes a day so you don't get too frustrated. Hi Kelsey. Okay, so in theory, we would be adding our 3rd ball next, which I know is not where you're gonna be after 15 minutes of practice, because that's impossible. But this is like a tutorial that you can revisit when you're ready to add that 3rd ball. So I want to show you how I hold my juggling balls, because this step, you're going to be holding all 3 of your juggling balls at once. So you kind of need to have the juggling ball that you're going to be tossing is going to be out in front in my fingertips. So this might be a little bit hard to show, but I'll do my best. So I have my ball that I'm ready to toss, and that one's gonna go first, and I'm not even gonna try to focus on catching it. So I want you guys to try this with me after I show you, because we're not even gonna try to catch them. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and just let them go. 1, 2, 3, because you just wanna figure out the throwing part of the pattern before you try the catching part too. So we toss our first ball, then we toss our second ball, and then we toss our third ball. And we're hoping to toss all of those tosses with that consistent pattern that we worked on before. We want to toss just high enough for it to go over the eyes. Oh, Friday's here joining us. Hey Friday, can you say hi to everyone? Do you like to juggle? Yeah, she's here to help me. So let's try that again. Go gather up all your juggling balls. We have our juggling balls, and we're going to keep our elbows down by our side. We have 2 balls stacked in our dominant side hand, one in our fingertips and one in the palm, and then the other one is ready to go. We have hands under hand, so palms are facing up, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Just let them drop. And so that is something that you can all practice right now without having to worry about the catching part of it. So 1, 2, 3. If you are ready to start catching your juggling balls, then you can juggle. Hey sweetie, come on through. It's just my little juggling tutorial.
Great, love it.
So this is a juggling tutorial for World Circus Day that's coming up April 18th. There's going to be an international juggle Zoom. So check out the World Circus, I think it's through the American Circus Educators Organization, or ACO, and also ACE, which is the American Circus Educators Organization. You can find out information on World Circus Day through both of those entities, and make sure to tune in on Zoom for the World Juggle Day, and I'll post information about that. But even if you are just still very brand new at juggling, it would be so cool to come to that event so that you can see what everyone's doing and where juggling can take you, because it is in its own entire universe of amazing things. So anyway, that's juggling. This is the 3-ball pattern. It's something that takes a lot of time to master, but once you get it, you can use it to help you start learning how to juggle clubs too. So if that's too fast for you, you can also start with scarves. That's a really great juggling way to learn juggling, and I will put out another tutorial on scarf juggling next. So anyway, you guys, that was my juggling tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you to everyone for tuning in.